Is a sloped forehead a genetic adaptation to absorb the energy of head injuries and reduce severity of damage to the brain? The notion that a sloped forehead might be an evolutionary adaptation, specifically to absorb the energy from head injuries and reduce damage to the brain, is more of an interesting speculation than a scientifically proven fact. While it's true that human evolution has been shaped by a variety of selective pressures, including those related to survival after injury, pinpointing one specific physical feature like a sloped forehead as a defense mechanism is quite the leap. Firstly, the shape of the human skull has undergone significant changes over millions of years of evolution. Our early ancestors had more prominent brow ridges and sloped foreheads, a design you might think would help in scenarios where a good wallop on the head was common. But as we evolved, especially in our genus Homo, brow ridges receded and foreheads became more vertical. The changes in our skull shape are usually associated with brain expansion and cognitive development, rather than as protective adaptations against trauma, though nothing evolves in isolation. So it's possible that certain characteristics may have indirectly provided advantages in survival, one of which could be better energy distribution upon impact. However, we don't have direct evidence that this particular trait evolved primarily for that reason. Human skulls are designed to be robust in many respects, and yes, to a degree they do protect our brains from injuries. But this isn't so much about the slope of the forehead as it is about the overall structure and thickness of the skull. And let's not forget the role of other factors like the surrounding muscle and skin, the cerebrospinal fluid acting as a shock absorber, and the way the brain itself can shift slightly within the skull to diffuse the force. In modern times, at least here in Portland, Oregon, the chances of cranial injury from the sort of blunt impacts our ancestors might have faced are considerably less frequent, thanks to a hefty dose of civilization and, let's say, fewer mammoths running around. So to summarize, while a sloped forehead may incidentally provide some degree of protection against head trauma, it's far from an evolutionary feature designed with this purpose in mind. If it were so, rugby players and stunt doubles might have evolved into having sloped foreheads by now, and I can assure you we haven't seen that trend starting up here in the Pacific Northwest or anywhere else for that matter.